Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Dr. Mohan Sundaram, his son, Kumar Prabhu, Makunda Prabhu, C.K. Prabhu, and all the other devotees, Narayan Prabhu. I want to thank all of you for your efforts in maintaining the temple so nicely here. Of course, I'm not permanent here. I'm itinerant. I travel in Asia. I've been sannyasi for 25, 30 years, more than 30 years now. I've been traveling in Far Eastern countries, particularly Thailand, and Singapore, Malaysia, as well as Hong Kong, Taiwan, places like that. So I have the opportunity of visiting the different centers here in Malaysia, and I'm very happy to come to MELAKA. From time to time, I also had the opportunity to bring devotees from China here. We had devotees come from China and from Hong Kong, and they all enjoy very much to come to this center. Of all the centers which we have, they find that this MELAKA center is very special. They enjoy very much the mood here. And so they always like to come here and spend some time here in MELAKA. It's a very nice place for them. So it's wonderful to see the temple grow. It's a big job to push on, to develop the centers. Of course, it's all based on volunteers and charity support. You know, it doesn't, we don't have any real business or anything. We're not maintaining any hotel or guest house, or we don't have any restaurant either. Although in the future it would be nice to have these things, but as of this time, it's simply based on having regular programs. It's very important for us. Educational programs, giving the opportunity to people to develop some spiritual education. You know, we spend so much money for education, sending people to overseas and so on for their education. But we're giving very important education here in centers like this one. The opportunity for children and young people to hear spiritual knowledge, spiritual truth. It's very important. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's stated, Komar acharet pragno dharmam bhagavatamiha. These words are spoken by the great saint devotee Prahlad. And Prahlad is saying, he was in a school also, and he was telling his friends in the school that from the age of 5, meaning Kumar, from the age of 5, we should begin to have spiritual education, Bhagavad Dharma. We should learn what is the real purpose in life. Why are we here? Where are we going? We need to have that kind of education also. We need to learn how to control the mind and senses. Developing spiritual culture. It's very important. The sense of values, morality, honesty, cleanliness, truthfulness. These qualities are very important, and they're very much lacking in the modern society. We know the problems in the modern society, drug addiction, and so much alcoholism, gambling, so many other sinful activities, and even they're often promoted by the states. The state promote casinos and so on. And we're trying to encourage people more in a more basic, natural way of life, by which they can get peace of mind. So we encourage people in the values like cleanliness, mercy, austerity, truthfulness. because these are the pillars of Dharma. These are values which are important in the society today. We want people to come, and if from the beginning, if people can get that education, then it is so much easier. So I had the opportunity myself coming to this kind of lifestyle when I was a very young man. I had just graduated from university, and I felt that I really wanted to learn something more about spiritual values. And that's when I came in contact with this organization. And I'm so happy to see how it's developing here in Malaysia, where so many young people are being introduced to the Bhagavad Gita. And we're not just only selling the books, but we're teaching. We're trying to give that education, which is so important, which is so much lacking today. And people often may have Bhagavad Gita, they never read it. So we have to help them. We have to help them to understand this knowledge and to enter into the mood. Because it's not just simply knowledge, but it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living in which we can actually improve our life. We can become more peaceful and happier and make a success out of life. People, modern times, there's so many problems, there's suicide as well, so many evil things going on in the world. We have to guide people, we have to counsel them and help them to overcome these kind of thoughts. So spiritual education is so much important, and it's so much needed in the world. And countries all over the world, they're appreciating that. They do encourage this kind of teaching. So we appreciate very much here in Malaysia how we're given a lot of facility for these things. And it's very helpful, the government, that they appreciate this work, they encourage it. Our society is non-sectarian. It's for everyone. Of course, I'm not from a Hindu background. I'm brought up in the Western world. I'm from a Christian family. But I see that the teachings of the society, this is something which is valuable for everyone. And that's why when I go in the Eastern countries like to China, the Chinese people, even here in Malaysia, we have a number of Chinese devotees who are also active within our society here. And they appreciate very much the values of this knowledge. This knowledge is for everyone. We are all spiritual beings. So without any discrimination in terms of caste or creed or color, we see everyone as a spirit soul, and we give everyone the opportunity to advance and to educate themselves in these values. I think it's a very valuable contribution to the world, and certainly we want to continue this work. So thank you all for your support. It's very much appreciated. Hare Krishna.